Can you say hello, everybody?
Hello, everybody.
So I just saw this comment from Natalie A, and I really appreciate it. It says, I usually find sold price on Etsy items by clicking on the preview item button. I replied to her because I had no idea. As you can see, this was just a second ago, but I wanted to show it. Because on my video on showing the Etsy prices, there's the flipper tool I'm showing, and then I think I'm going through and doing yeah, all this stuff with the code. So that's insane. So I was like, preview item detail button. So I went here. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you can come right here and see it just like that. Now let me tell you, a few years ago they didn't have this. When I pushed this button, it would take me to the like sold item. I'd have to go all the way to the bottom. Sold item would be here, and it would just say out of stock. That's the reason they had the flipper tool and stuff. But just to let you know, it's extremely easy. Thank you so much, Natalie A, for letting us know how easy this is, because that is pretty pathetic that I showed you all that other stuff. I am very sorry for making that difficult, but here you go. Here's a much easier way. Trafari.com. Here. This place is wonderful. It's another resale site that also has a lot of great resources on it as well. And this is not only Trafari. As you can see, you can find Trafari, Coro, Mazer, Jomez. So, I mean, there's so many that you can find on here, and I love it. And all pendants and earrings. So, like, they have a really great little grid here. Has great stuff. They update it all the time. It's right here is very beautiful. They have $675 on it. I could never get that. I don't feel like I could. At least I wouldn't hold on to it long enough to get it. How about I put it like that? I would probably get, I'm thinking probably somewhere from about like $180 to $200 for this. That's how long I would hold on to it. Something else that's really nice is if we go to it, they have reading. It usually gives a good date on there. And sometimes they have book references. I'll see right here, reference link. Okay, and sometimes they have book references to it. They have great pictures to where we can see the backs. They always have great pictures of the backs and fronts. And I do come here to identify my pieces. And, but like I said, not really to price them. I don't feel like this is real world prices. So, but you can type in things like, Coro earrings and submit, and then go down and look through it. Or if you have a pair of Trafari earrings. I had a pair of Trafari earrings for a while. I didn't know what they were called, and I found them on here. This is the reason I don't suggest you use this as a pricing agent, because $375, I've sold lots and lots of these like little grape earrings, and let me tell you, I sell them for between like $45 and $65. If I could get $375, I would be a rich person right now. You can see it just looks just like this. It's very user friendly. So here's another place I really like to go, especially when I have a patent pending piece. Because if you have something trademarked, it's not going to be on this website. The website is Jewelry Patents. And you can go down here, read lots of different information. You can search. And my favorite thing to do is go to companies. And then you can go and see all these companies that this place has that has put their patents in. So here, once again, let's just go to Trafari. I love it because, I mean, they have everything patented. I'm not sure. Somebody has corrected me 3 or 4 times on my speech. I'm from the South, guys. I but don't say everything correctly, so sorry if I don't pronounce it right. You can come here and see, this is what it's supposed to look like, and it's so neat. So it tells you the inventor and, which is kind of the designer. And you can see right here, Alfred Philippe. So that is so neat to know, because a lot of people like to say Alfred Philippe, and sometimes it's just not him. It was a lot though. See? You can see who it was. So this gorgeous mermaid is Joseph Wyatt. And if you sort of know the age of your brooch, you can see there's 18 different ones here. This is all separated in age. Anyways, so this is a great way to look those up. Anyways, you can see there. And when copyrights came out, this was over, because copyrights then protected everything instead of you having to get a patent for every single design. But you can go to Eisenberg, and they have lots of different ones. Oh, who doesn't want that swan? But, like I said, Trafari was really big on putting theirs out there. And once again, everything Trafari, except for like the extremely early pieces, was signed. It's literally on their advertisements. But a lot of these people who don't have very many, this isn't because these designs weren't important to them, or they didn't make more than this. So I think Coro has, quite a few different ones as well. However, Coro was not the same as Trafari on stamping everything. I'm not going to go over this one extreme because I have a video on Juliana D&E coming out I'm working on, but still, I want you to know about this. Is it Juliana.com. This is an amazing website. I love it. You come here, you have a piece, you don't know if it's Juliana, what style. So you can come here, and it gives you all the different bracelets, brooches, dress clips, fur clips, other pendants. Let's go to brooch, because let's be serious, I love brooches. Then here it'll ask if it's beaded, if it has enamel on it. Oh, I love this one. Designers made for, because Juliana or D&E made stuff for everybody, as you can see. So they made stuff for all of these people, which is amazing. Ball chain, filigree, da-da-da-da-da. Stone types. You get all these great stone types you can choose from, and the stone shape. That's not talking about the only stone shape, but the main stone shape. But let's just put these 3 in and see what we come up with. Nothing. Perfect. Now, let me take that off. Search. Look at their clowns. So you can go to them, and usually they show the backs, which is always very nice. Has a small description, but what I like is these item reference numbers, because these are verified from this website. Now, not every piece is on this website and verified, but a lot of them are. So, excuse me, I dropped my mouse. I use this, if I am listing, I'll use this item reference number, like on my eBay listing. I like to look through, so when I'm out there looking at different brooches, because we know, at least most of us know, that Juliana is not signed, only had paper tags, we can just look through these and see and find pieces that we didn't, we didn't know. So this is a very interesting place to come and especially look through, because, Juliana books are ridiculous. Juliana books can be very ridiculous. Nobody wants to pay that much, so that site is amazing. I'm going to show you how you can read all these books for 100% free if you want, or buy them cheaply as well. So Costume Jewelry Collectors International used to be called something else. I can't remember what, but they rebranded, and this was a while back, probably a couple years ago. But they have tons of markings. They have a lot of different resources here that you can look at. That's sort of like the resources that or the content that I make. You can see up here they have all kinds of different things, but like when you go down, you can see they have lots and lots of different marks. My only problem with this website, I feel like sometimes it's hard to distinguish almost what they're saying, and that might sound just crazy. It's just kind of like Pegasus figure beside empty rectangle, 19. But they don't have the mark, so I feel like, they should have the mark, or maybe even a drawing of the mark or something. There's such a big corporation, or maybe whatever company, whatever they are, and I wish they would have more of that. And sometimes their stuff is like, here's a mark, and then here's a mark, and it's like, well, is this one 1945 as well? I don't know. So that's my real gripe about this website. However, it's a very little gripe because it's a great website. It's very informative, and they're not trying to sell you stuff. At least I don't think I've never tried to buy anything from them. Maybe they are. I don't know. This one's a lot better for newer jewelry that you're looking for trademarks for. This could go on and on. Now, if you're really wanting to find something, that's not a problem, but when I'm doing this video, it's not so much necessary. So let me just type Ross Simmons in. And jewelry and watches. So that's what we're looking for. And here's another one, .com. So that's for the .com, but so this is what we're looking for. Let's just pretend that's at RS. But there are things that say Ross Simmons like this as well. It's trademark, and it's by Luxury Brand Holdings. You can go down, read a whole lot about it, when it started, what it does, the class, which is, you can see there. And it's really neat to see all of this information. But anyway, that's what this is good for. I find that I can find a whole lot of my QVC pieces that I need to sell, and I don't know the brands on this website. So the trademark website's really nice, and of course I'm not paying $3.99. I just went to the website and typed it in. Okay, here's one that's called, it's like a sterling one, and I really love this because it does have so many great resources. It tells you places you can go to get your stuff fixed. It also has marks, so marks are always very nice to have on hand. Patterns, if you do flatware, I know we're a lot about jewelry, but still, it's very nice to know patterns, because a lot of people who do jewelry do a lot of silver or sterling as well. So this is a really great place to see that. Silversmiths. Here's something that's really nice, pictorial, so we can see marks here. And this can be on jewelry. I think it's a little bit more for silverware. Silversmiths who do silverware also do a lot of jewelry. We can even think of that as like George Jensen. He does a lot. Metal guide. That's pretty neat if you need to know other different terms for things like EP. A lot of people don't know what a lot of this stuff means, but like electroplating and stuff like that, so it's really nice. And white metals, silver plate, coins, so that's really cool. This is a cool website. It's nice to browse around. So here's an amazing reference for Shriner jewelry, and it's called shrinery.com. And like it says here, vintage jewelry database, free search, all verified. But you can go to brooch, necklace, da 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 da. It's so cool. Because Shriner, I think a lot of us know, can be signed or cannot be signed. And that's the reason all verified is so very important. And I know Carol Tannenbaum works really closely with this website. And if you don't know who she is, she's one of the co-authors of the Shriner book. And she just donated like close to $1 million worth of Shriner jewelry to, I think it was the New York Metropolitan Museum. But anyways, she's like an authority on Shriner jewelry. But you can go down and look through all of these, and I love seeing all the different stones that Shriner uses. And they show the backs, which is very nice. As a matter of fact, I think like if you put stuff under this, it is, or if you like try to contribute, it has to go through a lot of different, like, whatever to contribute to it. Look at that. Look how beautiful it is. They used the craziest stones. And there's the hook and eye assembly. So, I mean, it's really nice. And if you ever have a piece that you don't know about, you can go here, and they have this whole deal, like how you need to do it, what pictures you need to put in. You can see right here, front, back, blah, blah, blah. So, you can go there to have them help you. It's not like something you need to be sending 800 pictures to, but you do need to be, if you're like unsure, they want to know. They're very, very great. And oh, see Carol Tannenbaum right at the top. I thought it was pretty cool because look, there I am. I'm in there too. I'm in a lot of these jewelry places because I've just been so blessed to know so many of them and communicate and stuff with a lot of people. But this site's great because, once again, Shriner's unsigned a lot. So my daughter was in here a lot when I was recording this, and she still is, but at the time I almost sounded like I was drunk or something because I was so sleep deprived. But this website is really great because it has these graphic marks. A lot of times graphic marks are harder to discern. Not usually the Swarovski swan. It's usually pretty iconic. but there's lots of different ones that are seen quite a bit, such as this Austrian one, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I know I'll get it wrong. But this is a great site to come and see pictorial or graphic marks, because it is a lot of times too hard to type those in and get the correct information from them. So as I was scrolling through the website, I saw this discrepancy, and I think it's just an error, but I did write them and let them know. This website also has marks that are alphabetical, so you can go through that and see a lot of them too. They don't have tons, but they do have a nice variety, and they have other categories up here you can look at. And then you can like push on L and go down and go through and look at marks. And this isn't just for people who are reselling to know brands, because it's always nice to know brands if you're reselling, but it's also really nice to know the brands if you're cataloging your own, looking for expensive pieces or high-end pieces. It's just nice to know. I don't know. I'm a curious person, so I want to know those brands as well. But this website has that, and you can click on like the L's, M's, and go through and look, and you can see they give a good little mark there as well with it. Here's another great website that has lots of information, not just marks, but has things like hair work, what hammer jewelry is, what different types of jewelry is named, he, she beads. So that's always a lot of information that's good to have in your arsenal. And it also does have hallmarks, so that's important as well. Okay, I think this is going to be one of the last sites I show you, just because I'll put a whole lot of the other sites I like so much in the description and cheat sheets. This site is all about Native American and Southwest jewelry. Here's the A's. It goes all through all of these different ones. They have great pictures to show you. I like how they have the tribe affiliation as well. So that's always a really good thing to have, and it's very important. And they even have marks when the same person, the same artisan, does the jewelry but has changed his mark throughout, time. So they have that as well. Now, do they have every single artisan on here? Probably not, but they do have a lot. This is the best one I have found for Native American jewelry so far. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom or all the way back to the top, either one, you'll see they have different categories you can go to besides just the alphabetical order. And there's one that's really useful. They have fake marks. So you can see there's a lot of different marks here that have been basically stolen from famous artisans. So these are fake ones that is good to know. You don't want to buy those. So I'm just going to scroll down and stop at the Southwestern shops here, and we can see that here's Carolyn Pollock, who does a lot of things on like QVC or Jewelry TV, whichever one. And you can see her different marks. Of course, she's a big designer in her own right as well. Here's one that I see a lot of people asking about a lot of time, and it's Wheeler Manufacturing. And it's nice to see these things. So here's a site that allows us to learn about even the Southwestern shops, not only Native American. So if you belong to Facebook, I would try to encourage you guys to join different jewelry groups. There's lots of different groups out there: Maker's Marks, Identification, Study, Resell. You can join all different types, and there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of people on them. Coro Vintage Jewelry. You go here, you can see how many people's on there. and you can see different types of jewelry. There's different styles. There's all kinds of great things, and it's a big community out there who loves the same thing you do, and there's always a lot of fun to be had with that. Just a couple things. When buying from somebody on Facebook, I 100% recommend that you do it through a source where you're protected, such as PayPal. So if you're scammed, you can get your money back. There's always scammers out there. It's unfortunate. And I'm on these a whole lot. I'm answering questions under Casey Phipps quite a bit. And I always try to help everybody with their maker's marks and stuff. You can bring your jewelry on here. You can ask the questions. You can post it. And it's a great free resource. So I absolutely encourage it. If you don't know how to join a group, there's nothing wrong with that. All you have to do is, if you're at your home, over here, just go to search Facebook, and I usually just put like jewelry in, and then it'll come up with all kinds of stuff. I like to go to groups, and then you can see all the different groups, and you just click on one. There's Texas Jewelry Gal. She always has tons of stuff. I'm joined most of them, but if I hadn't joined, it would say join right here, and I would click that button and I could join. They'll usually ask you a couple questions like, what's your favorite designer, or something like that. So that's how you would do it, and I encourage everybody to come on here and see those. So books are an essential part of research, and they're also a very expensive part of research. So if you're like me, you've bought tons of books and spent entirely too much money on them. But then I found thrift books, and you can get these books for pennies on the dollar. And it tells you what condition they're in, so you can get them even cheaper if you have poor condition, or it's a little bit more expensive if it's in really good condition or mint condition. So another place I really like is Abe Books. They have their books at just the cheap, or if not cheaper, price point, sometimes than thrift books. So as you can see here, they're very, very cheap. The shipping's cheap as well. See, $2.50 and $2. You can get this book for a total of, probably $6 after tax. So it's very inexpensive, and it's a nice resource to have, especially if you want to have this book in your collection. So my favorite place to get books, bar none, is the library. This is the local library that I use, and I go there, and a lot of them do not have the books I want. Don't get me wrong. They don't have them, so I'm not going to get to just instantly check them out. But what I am going to do is recommend to order them. And you can see these are the books I've just checked out right now. And I'm saving a lot of money doing this, especially with the Juliana book that I get, to check out. And it's, what was the cheapest we saw, like $600? You can see I have quite a long recommend to order list, or list that I want them to buy the book so I can instantly check them out. But most of the time, they never order it because there's just not a big enough demand for them to spend money on those things. But they do interlibrary loans. So I am definitely taking advantage of that. So I just pick out the book I want. I see it, I know I want it, and I don't want to spend any money on it. So I go to the website and recommend to order, and most of the time they just do a loan for me. And when it comes in, they notify me by email, or I've been notified by telephone a few times. And then I just go in, check it out. I get to keep it for 2 weeks and then take it back. You might be thinking you don't know how to do an interlibrary loan or how to do a recommend to order, but it's very easy if you have any computer knowledge. But if you do not, then just go to your local library and they can tell you how to at the front desk, and even show you how to do it on your computer.
Here's my daughter sleeping in my arms, and she's been here for about 3 hours while I've been talking over a lot of these videos. And now I need to move my arm. Let me see. Oh, it's okay. Here you go. Let Mama lean up a little, because I want to show you guys these books to show you I'm not lying that I'm getting these interlibrary loans from Faulkner County Library, and how amazing it is to get them and look through them for free. So I just wanted to show you, and this is one of 4 I have checked out. I have another one I'm going to get. I can't express how excited I am to even share that tidbit of information, because the library, like I said, it didn't even dawn on me. It's one of those things like when somebody tells you something and you're like, oh, of course, the library. So if your library doesn't have that book, they can either buy it for you or get an interlibrary loan. So that's really exciting. Yes, she is beautiful.
So here's a shelf of books I have, and I have spent a lot of money, and this is not even a fourth of them. But I will never do that again, because I will go to the library and get them all for free. Free. Hey everybody, here's the giveaway. It's a pair of sterling clip-on earrings that I think are really nice and elegant. And since we're talking about resources, this is a fun jewelry book, and it has just wonderful figurals, beautiful pictures, lots of good information throughout. And all you have to do to win these and get them shipped to you free is like and comment. Here are the cheat sheets. I've added an extra one with a few more resources, and they'll be in the description as well. Please don't forget to tune in to part 3, which is the places I do not recommend to pay for or to even use, because they're not very good. Thank you guys so much for watching and all your support, and I'll see you later.
100 times, not getting better by lying there pretending to cry. You on repeat, you can't see shit cause you have closed your eyes. You say you'll listen, but you're missing what